crushing competition, I got no remorse. Won't let a dime or any nigga bump me off the course. Got loved ones crossing all their fingers that I blow up. I told my nigga Geechee that it's time to go up.
Bad shake that, big pounds, big rap, blue face, big stacks, been real, you been cap. Big dreams since 6F, now top floors I sit back. Corner store, black tea, still cover of that Big Mac, yeah.
So for today's video, we are gonna talk about different types of prayers. There are so many different types of prayers. Hold on, where are my manners? Hey my weirdos and weirdettes, welcome to my channel. But if you're already part of the crew, what it do? As I was saying before, we're gonna talk about different types of prayers. There's so many different types of prayers, from good prayers to, I don't think there's such thing as a bad prayer. I wouldn't say that. Would you say that? I wouldn't say that. There's so many different types of prayers. To like praying for what you want, praying just to be grateful and thankful, praying for specific items, fasting prayers, like so many different types of prayer. Today I'm gonna talk about one of my top 3 prayers, and those 3 prayers are when I pray for what I want, I guess you could say my request prayers, when I pray just to be grateful, my thankful prayers, and the last one would be pray for family, my family prayer. All right, so with most prayers, sometimes you can have a prayer that actually includes all 3. There's other types of prayers too, but I'm just focusing on those 3. You can have prayers that include all 3, but with me personally, sometimes if I'm doing like a razzle dazzle prayer, like trying to get in and out or whatever, I'll just pray like in general about everything and just include it in one big prayer. But there are times where I want to focus on things in particularly, so I'll pray like in a specific manner or pray for a specific thing or a specific item. Now when I'm requesting for something, I'll do like a prayer request, like a prayer where it's just focused on me asking God to like manifest certain things into my life, asking God to help me accomplish certain things in my life, or to give me certain things in my life. One of the top things in my request prayers are, which also falls into family prayer, my number 1 thing are for my kids. Like I always ask God to allow my sons to be God-fearing men, to always make sure that they stay on their path. Of course, I know my children are not going to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. They will make mistakes, but as long as they always come back to the path of God and they don't lose that faith. And that's one of the biggest request prayers that I always pray for when it comes to my request prayers, because how do I say this? One of my biggest fears is failing as a mother. Like I feel like sometimes I get lost and I don't know how to implement certain things into my kids' lives, or how to give them more of a relationship with God, or make them more excited about Bible studies and praying. So I kind of like struggle with that a little bit. So sometimes I get scared and I'm like, dang, what if I push my kids away from God instead of pushing us towards God? Because even looking back at me when I was younger with my siblings, my mom, with the tactics that she used, some of the tactics she used pushed us towards God. Some of the tactics that she used pushed us away from God. And where her tactics may have, you know, affected me in a way where I got closer to God, with my siblings, not so much. Some of them, it caused them to be pushed away. Some of them, it caused them to be wishy-washy. All of us took it differently. So I want to be able to parent in a style where I'm able to, you know, talk to my kids and make Bible and God and learning about God and loving God and spirituality and faith fun for them, or like for them to understand it and want it in a way that comes natural to them. Like I don't want it to be shoved down their throat, or for them to be disgusted or pushed away from it because of how I'm bringing it to them. So that's one of my biggest when it comes to a request prayer. Like I'll request for that. I'll talk about my channel, my social medias, I'll talk about like my living circumstances. And one of the biggest things that I also pray for is for God to keep his faith in me, like so that I never lose faith in him, to like grow my spirituality so that I never steer away from God, because I tend to do that sometimes, which, you know, it happens, but I try to also stay on track. Like I'm waiting to get that big reveal in my life where I'm like, all right, it's nothing but God. Like I'm on this narrow path, and it hasn't hit me yet, and I'm just trying to figure out how to let it hit me. I think one of the biggest ways that I can get that connection is from worship. I love music, and especially when I listen to gospel, it enlightens my whole heart, my soul, my day. Like it just starts me off with positivity and just warms my heart. Like, it just makes me feel really good. So one of my biggest dreams and goals is to actually be a leader of a praise team or like a singing group. Like, I want to be part of a group where we sing, and I'm actually, you know, how you gonna, not prophesizing, what's that word, ministering. I'm actually out ministering to other people. So that's one of my goals. The second prayer that I want to talk to you guys about is the thankful prayer. All right, so there's times where I'll pray and I won't ask for nothing. I won't ask God to do nothing for me. Like, of course, not nothing like asking him to like watch over me and protect me for the day. Like, you know, I always include those in my prayer. Like, okay, Lord God, thank you for this day. Just continue to watch over me for the rest of the day and protect me. And then I just continue to be thankful. I'm just like, thank you for the food. Thank you for the roof over my head. There are so many people out there who don't have a roof, who don't have food, who don't have a family. There are those who want children and who can't bear their, you know, can't bear any children. They're barren, you know. And I always tell God how grateful I am that he provides me with so much. Even though I'm not rich, I don't have the riches of riches, but I have enough. Like, I have the bare minimum. I have all the necessities, and that's more than enough, because there are some out there who don't have it. So normally with those prayers, I just thank God for everything. I thank him for my strong faith, my strong mind, you know, my work, my interests, my hobbies, my voice, my children, my family, my home, my food, my everything. I just say thank you. It's just a prayer where I just say, God, I am grateful, I am thankful, and praise be to your name. And those prayers typically don't take me that long. It's pretty much more quick, only because it's like, how much can you be thankful for? Like my toes, my fingers, my nails, my lungs, my heart, my organs, my, you know, it's just not every little nitpicky thing, but as a whole, health, you know, faith, for strength, for power, for love, for, you know, personality. Just thank you, God. Like, it's just a thankful prayer. I think my biggest prayer is the thankful prayer. That might be like the biggest, most important prayer to me, is just thanking God, because we always tend to forget to thank him. The last prayer is the family prayer. Now, with the family prayer, typically I just focus on my family, my friends, and like other people that are in need. Like, it'll be like me talking to God about my sisters, my mom, my dad, my nieces, my children, my husband, like just praying for everybody else and their relationships and their family and their kids, and like talk about the things that I notice that they're struggling with, or talk about the things that flaws that I notice that they have, so that they'll be able to work on them, or, you know, whatever it is that's going on in their lives. Like, I just pray for them and just ask God to help them, like to be with them, to walk with them, to guide them, to protect them, to show them love, to allow love to be within them. Like, I just pray for them. And that's one of my most special prayers. Like, it's the most special one to me. Family means everything to me. I'm a very family oriented person. Like, well, before, now I've been more busy, and with the whole COVID situation, whatever, we haven't really been doing much. And also because I'm kind of like not talking to my sister right now, but that's a whole nother story. But I've just always been family oriented. I always want to do stuff with my family, like go out to eat, you know, go out for ice cream, take the kids to the park. Like, it's always something where we're bonding in some place, sometime, some type of manner, like just bonding. And family means everything to me. So I'm the type of person, I'm always constantly praying for my family, and I try to incorporate, you know, family prayers. I'm not gonna lie, I don't do family prayers as much, only because I do have the mindset where you have to be careful with who you're praying for and who you're allowing to pray for you. And sometimes I don't feel like I'm always in the best mind or in the best heart or in the best place to be praying for other people. It's because Lord knows, like, I might be sending them some phantom instead of some lessons, you know. So we don't want to do that. So I always try to make sure that when I do pray for others, it's always when I'm in my best spirits, my best heart, my best mind, you know, and I'm like, my faith is there, my spirituality is there, the love is there. You get what I'm saying? So it's the prayer that I do the least, but it's the one that's the most special to me. So as you guys heard, those are the 3 prayers that I mainly do. There are so many other prayers out there as well that you can also do, like prayer request prayers or testimonial prayers, like so many different types of prayers. But those 3 prayers are prayers that you can kind of start off with. Like, if you're a person that's struggling to pray or not too sure how to pray, you can start with these 3. I think that's all for this video today. Wow, this video feels real short. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell button to be notified, and don't forget to tell a friend so they could tell a friend so they could tell a friend so they could tell another friend so that friend could come back and watch. me. Until next time, peeps. Deuces.